Okay, this revision worksheet is to help you prepare for your WA1. The questions will be similar to your WA1. Okay, so go through this video if you still face difficulty doing all these questions. Okay, question 1, 2, and 3. They are all algebra, got x inside all this. But you must know that they are actually asking you to do different thing. Okay, so for question 1, expand and simplify. Then they are asking you to write this same thing but in a simpler manner. Simpler manner means don't have brackets anymore. Okay, question 2, express this as a single fraction. If you look at the big picture, it is actually a fraction minus a fraction. Okay, just like that. They are not asking you to find out what is the value of x. You just need to take one fraction minus another fraction. So in primary school, when you take one fraction minus another fraction, you'll end up with another fraction. Okay, so your answer will be a fraction, just a simplified one of these two fraction. Then the third one, algebra question, they say solve. Solve means they want you to find out what is x. Okay, so be clear about what the questions actually want you to do. Then when we look at question 1, expand and simplify, so we must first know what this thing is talking about. Okay, so when I see this line, I must be thinking this is actually 5 multiply this bracket inside got 4x plus 3, two terms inside. Then after I multiply already, then I minus a 9x. Okay, so even in primary school you learn multiplication comes first. So I have to first multiply the 5 with the bracket first before I can minus my 9x. Okay, so when we are multiplying number to a bracket, 5 times of this bracket means 5 times of everything inside the bracket. So there are 5 times of 4x, 5 times 4, 20, 20x. Then there are 5 times of the 3 that is inside the bracket. Inside the bracket got these two things, 4x and 3. So 5 times of the bracket means 5 times of 4x, 5 times of 3. After I expand, I do my multiplication, I do my expansion already. Then I need to simplify. Okay, put the x together, put the numbers together. X and number cannot add already, so my 15 is the only term with number. It is still 15. 20x and minus 9x group together, so become 20x minus 9x. So left with 11x plus 15. Okay, then question 2, we want to express a fraction subtracting a fraction. So every time we see a fraction, numerator or denominator got more than one term, number one thing, add the bracket first. Okay, then fraction minus fraction, primary school learn before, we need to make common denominator. So here times 4, here times 5, then they will become the same. But I just want to express this, write this in a different manner, so I don't want to change the numbers at all. So this fraction, if I multiply 4 to the denominator, to keep it still the same fraction, I need to multiply 4 to the numerator, and the left hand side I multiply 5 to denominator, need to multiply 5 to numerator. Then I will have common denominator, which is 20. I can put them together already. Then numerator, multiply 5 for the left one, 5 multiply the numerator. Okay, minus, so still minus. Then right hand side, 4 multiply numerator. Okay, don't expand, don't expand, don't expand. Very important, keep it as it is. keep the numerator 5 multiplying a bracket minus 4 multiplying a bracket, then write it down looking at what I have, then I do my expansion. So now my numerator consists of 5 multiplying a bracket, then after that minus 4 multiply a bracket. So just like my part 1, I want to do my multiplication first, then do my subtraction. So 5 times 2x, 5 times 1. 5 times 2x is 10x. 5 times 1 is 5. Okay, then I must do my multiplication first, then subtract. Meaning, my 4 multiply this bracket, my 4 must multiply everything inside the bracket. 4 multiply x, 4 must multiply negative 3. 4 multiply x is 4x, so I need to minus 4x. 4 multiply negative 3 is negative 12. But I need to minus negative 12. So minus become plus 12. Okay? Then just like my question 1, I also need to simplify. Just that this time I simplify the numerator. Nothing to change the denominator. So after I do the subtraction, I still have a fraction. 10x minus 4x, 6x. Plus 5 plus another 12 plus 17. Okay, that is the end already. You will still have a fraction. You are just writing the first lines that they give you as a fraction. Okay, then we go to question 3. Question 3 this time different. They are asking you to solve. So when they are asking you to solve, they want you to find out what is x. Okay, solve means what is x. They want you to know what is x. They want you to find what is x. Okay, so they want you to find out what is x. They will give you clue, and this first equation that they give you is a clue. They want you to find out x is what value, then it will make my left hand side the same as my right hand side. Meaning, what is this number that multiply 2 plus 7, then after that divide by 4 will become 12. That is the whole idea. They want you to find out what is x. But given this like that, it is hard to just see and know what is x. Okay, so we have to slowly, step by step, write equation until my equation has x on one side or the number I put on the other side. Okay, so how do I write equation? I write equation by my left hand side continue to be the left hand side, my right hand side continue to be right hand side, and I still keep them the same. Okay, so from the first equation to the next equation, I must do the same thing on both sides. Then left and right will be the same. If at first I have $2, then I am left hand side. Right hand side also have $2. So if I add $2 more to myself, now I have 4. Right hand side got 2, not equal already. So to continue to be equal, I have $2, I add $2. Right hand side start with $2, also must add $2. If I multiply $2 by 5, now I have $10. The other side don't multiply, it will not be the same, then not equal. For the other side to be the same, I multiply 5, the other side need to multiply 5 also. Okay, so when we look at our equation, left hand side, fraction, got 2 terms in the numerator, so same. First thing, I must go and bracket them together first. Okay, then I have in my mind, my end point is x on one side. Then if I look at this given equation, my x term is this 2x that I have here. But this 2x is inside the bracket. It is part of the numerator. So as it is now, there is no way for me to isolate it, put it on one side. So how can I make it not a numerator? One way is I make the left hand side not a fraction. So how can I make the left hand side not a fraction? I will want to multiply 4. If I multiply 4 to the left, multiply 4 will cancel out the denominator. Then my left hand side can continue to be on the left hand side, and this time round without the 4 already, because I multiply 4 to the left. But if I want to multiply 4 to the left, to keep it still equal, left hand side still equals to right hand side. On the right hand side, I must also multiply by 4. Okay, so they are still equal. That is how I write the next equation. I multiply 4 to both the left and the right. The 4 that I multiply to the left will cancel away the 4. The 4 that I multiply to the right ends up here. So why 4? Well, I choose 4 because I purposely want to cancel away the denominator one. Okay? Then continue. My left hand side still on the left hand side. My right hand side still on the right hand side. Simplify. Now I'm not changing anything. I'm not doing anything to the left or to the right. I just simplify it. Make it look different. 4 times 12. I write it as 48. So 12 times 4 is the same as 48. That's why I continue to write it on the right hand side. Then left hand side, I never change anything to the right. I don't need to change anything to the left. I also cannot simplify, so it is still 2x plus 7. Okay. Then finally, I only want x. Now my left hand side got 2x, got also plus 7. So I don't want the plus 7. Okay, I don't want the plus 7 because finally I only want x. So this 7 don't contain x, I throw it to the other side. Okay, then to remove it from the left, plus 7. How I make plus 7 become not there, become 0? I need to subtract 7. So what I'm doing to get to this next step is actually I minus 7 on both the left and the right. I minus 7 from the left, the 7 disappear, left with 2x. I minus 7 on the right, that's why it looks like my 7 cross the equal sign, then change from plus to 7.
That one I will give her a go because I see her.
Okay, then next step is my left still is the left. My right side I can simplify. 48 minus 7 is 41. Then finally, I want 1x. I don't want 2x. So from 2x to become 1x, I need to divide it by 2. Okay, 2x divided by 2 will become 1x. So if I just see on the left, that is what I want. I want it to become just 1x. So if I want to divide the left by 2, right hand side I also must divide by 2. So that I can get to the answer. So this is the answer already. X is 41 over 2. This will answer your question because the question is asking you what is x. Then x is 41 over 2. Okay, so when we are solving equation, we must have the endpoint in mind, and then every step is very simple. We just write one equation, just do one thing, and just do one thing. Each step is just plus, minus, multiply or divide, and you want to move it closer and closer to become 1x on the left. Okay, question 4, inequality. Solve inequality. So when we solve inequality, also same. We want the unknown. It is also asking you what is x. Just this time it is not equal, it is unequal. So, but finally, my endpoint is still the same. I want to put x on one side and then put all the numbers on the other side. But the signs may change for inequality. Okay, so for a start, I know that in the end, my x is alone on the left. So if I go and start with this inequality, solving inequality is almost exactly the same as solving equation. I want to move my x term to the left to be alone. Okay, so I want to move my 3x to the left. I want it to go to the left, I need to minus 3x from the right, then it will disappear. As I minus 3x on the right, I also must minus 3x on the left. Okay, plus minus, don't need to change the sign at all. So smaller than is still smaller than. Okay, then my 1 was on the right hand side. I never touch it, it is still on the right hand side. positive 1 is still positive 1.
那个 green 什么
Then my minus 7 is on the left, but when I'm solving, I want all the numbers to go to the other side. I only want my x to be on one side. So I want my minus 7 to disappear from the left. I want minus 7 to disappear. I need to add 7. Minus 7, add a 7, it will cancel out each other, become 0. So if I want to add 7 on the left, I must do the same thing on the right. So I must have this plus 7 on the right. Then it also looks like my minus 7 cross the sign already become plus 7. Just like equation. Okay. Then going to the next line, I just simplify my right side first. Okay. So left hand side still left hand side, right hand side still right hand side. Then finally I want x. So from negative 3x to become x, I want to divide both sides by negative 3. Because once I divide by negative 3, negative 3x will become left with x, a positive x, which is what I want. Okay, so the only difference come already for inequality. When I divide or multiply a negative number, so in this case, this negative number, I must change the sign, the direction of the sign. So I started with smaller, then I must change the direction, okay, to become larger than this side. This sign must change side. Okay, then solve already. X must be larger than 8 over negative 3. Okay, question 5. This is a very standard kind of question. I told you the graph question, they will always give you an equation. So in this case, they tell you this equation already here. Y is equals to 2x plus 3. Okay, this is the equation. This is the equation. Okay, then the box of values, the table of values, I also told you x within one column. This, the first row is your x, then the next row is your corresponding y. When x is minus 2, what is y? Okay, so each column is this relationship. When your x is minus 1, y is 1. When your x is 0, y is 3. When your x is 1, they want you to find out what is y. So you have to find out these two values. What is y? So the first one is y is equals to 2x plus 3. Then when x is equals to negative 2, so you have to do your substitution. Y, when x is negative 2, I substitute x with a bracket, put negative 2 inside, then I can solve. Y is 2 times negative 2, negative 4, negative 4 plus 3, negative 1. Okay, so when x is negative 2, y is negative 1. They are related like that. Okay, then for the next one, when x is equals to 1 here, same, x and y related by the equation. So when x is equals to 1, I substitute x with a bracket, put the 1 inside, then y is equals to 2 plus 3 equals to 5. Then I put it in like that. Okay, then you fill in these two values, you get your marks already. Draw the graph of y equals to 2x plus 3. So you already have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns of values. Then they are your corresponding x and y, meaning each of this column will give you a x and a y coordinate. So you have a coordinate. Negative 2, negative 1 is the coordinate of the first point. Negative 1, 1 is the coordinate of the second point. 0, 3 is the third coordinate that you have. Then 1, 5. Okay, the x is your horizontal, the y is your vertical. So with these points, you will be able to plot negative 2, negative 1. So I must go to x negative 2. x negative 2 means it move left. Negative 2. Okay, negative 1. So it must start here. Negative 2, negative 1. This is my first point that I have. Okay, second point, negative 1, 1. Negative 1, 1 here. Okay, then 0, 3. 0 means no left, no right, but up, down is at 3. Then 1, 5. 1, 5. Then 2, 7. 2, 7. Then 3, 9. 3, 9. Then 4, 11. 4, 11. Okay, so these are all the points that give the relationship between x and y when the equation is what they give us. So we plot all these points already. We must use a ruler. Then place my ruler. Make sure my ruler go through all these points that I plot. Then join all of them together. Okay, and then label. Okay, this straight line will be all the points where x and y are related by y equals to 2x plus 3. From the graph, find the value of y when x equals to negative 0.5. When x equals to negative 0.5 means I move left. This point here is x equals to negative 0.5. I want to find out on the graph what is this value. So from here, I have go and read. So this is the point. This, I use a color one. This red color point over here is the point when, wrong. This red color point here is the point when my x is equals to negative 0.5. Then what is the corresponding y? So I must go and read what is the corresponding y. The corresponding y I can read from here. Okay, from the y-axis. So between 1 and 3, here must be 2 lor. So when x is negative 0.5, y is equals to 2. Then when y equals to 8, so I go to where y equals to 8. Here is y equals to 8. But I want to find where is this on the line, on the graph that I draw. Okay, so it must be here. Then I go and read what is this x. Okay, so on this line, when y equals to 8, x is equals to when x is equals to 8, when y is equals to 8, x is equals to positive 2.5. Okay. Answer. State the gradient and y-intercept of this line. Okay, we have go through in class before. We are able to read the gradient and y-intercept from the equation. So reading from the equation, y equals to 2x plus 3. Okay, the number in front of when it is in this form, y equals to mx plus c. My left hand side is only y and just one y. Then I can say that whatever number I have in front of my x is the gradient. So in this case, the gradient is 2. Okay, and when it's written like that, the 3 is my c, and my c is my y-intercept. So can read from here, the y-intercept of this line is 3. Y-intercept. Okay, just by reading from the equation. Okay, question 6. This one is a revision of hire purchase and simple interest lah. This one we did it last year, so we need to go through a bit again because a lot of you may have forgotten. Okay, Mr. Tan bought a car. This car at first is priced at 170,000. He paid 10% down payment. So he never pay the full amount yet. Okay, at first he paid 10% of these prices. Okay, then he intends to take a 5-year loan. So if he pay 10% already, he actually still owe the remaining money mah. So this remaining money, he want to take a 5-year loan to pay this money. Okay, that is the whole story. Okay, so what is the amount of loan Mr. Tan needs to borrow? So at first he pay a 10% down payment. So out of this 170,000, we need to find how much is the down payment that he paid. So the down payment is 10% of 170,000. So it's equals to 17,000. Okay, this is the down payment. So if I pay this down payment already, so the rest I still owe. So the rest that I owe, I need to borrow money to pay that. So that is the loan amount that Mr. Tan needs to borrow. So the loan he needs to borrow is 170,000. He pay 17,000 already. So what is left is the amount that he still owe. So that is the amount that he need to take a loan for. Okay. Calculator. 170,000 minus 17,000 equals to 153,000. This is the amount that he need to take a loan, or the amount that he still owe. Okay. Okay, then this amount he borrow, the bank charges a simple interest of 3% per annum. So when they ask the car's higher purchase price, they are asking in the end Mr. Tan altogether pay how much. Okay, he no longer just pay the 170,000. He pay 17,000 first, then when he owe 153,000, this 153,000 he borrow. But when you borrow money, you need to pay an interest. So this interest is calculated here. Simple interest, 3% per annum. Okay, and he borrow for 5 years. So we have to go and calculate. So your simple interest 3% per annum. 3% of the amount he borrow lor. So 3% of 153,000. This is the amount of interest per annum. But I borrow for 5 years. Okay, so I need to multiply 5 also. Okay, so this is the amount of interest. Okay, 3% of 153,000, then over 5 years, so times 5. So it's equals to 167,000. Sorry, wrong. 153,000 times 0.15, 22,950. Okay, so this is the amount of interest that he has to pay on top of this 153,000 that he borrowed. He borrowed this amount, then in the end he need to pay this interest on top of this amount that he borrowed. So the higher purchase price, altogether how much he pay? So he paid the deposit 17,000, then he need to pay the loan. He borrowed this to pay. Then after that, for borrowing this money, he need to pay this $22,950. So this is in total how much he paid. So that is the in total the higher purchase price. So 22,950 plus 153,000 plus 17,000, 192,950. Okay. So the original price 170,000, but the higher purchase price is higher because you owe money first. Owe money need to pay interest. So end up is like that. Then the amount of his monthly installment. Okay. So this monthly installment, it will not include the 17,000 that he already paid. Okay. So it will only be this amount 153,000, then plus my 22,950. The 17,000 I already paid already paid to the shop already. Now this 153,000 that I borrow, then plus the interest all together, these are the amount that I need to pay back. Okay, then I pay back in 5 years. So they are asking me monthly installment. So this amount, this is the total amount to pay back over 5 years. Okay, so 153,000 plus 22,950. So 175,950. Okay, this one I pay in the end plus my 17,000. That will be the total amount that I pay for the car. Okay, so this total amount to pay over 5 years. Then they want me to know monthly installment, means each month pay how much. So 5 years got 60 months. 5 years, 60 months. 1 year, 12 months. 5 times 12, 60. So I need to repay this amount over 60 months. Meaning my monthly installment is equals to 175,950 divided by 60. Okay, so every month he need to pay 2,932.50 cents. Can the amount that you still owe plus the interest, then divide by how many months you pay them for.